Are we on? Are we live? Let's check it out. We should be live now. Yes. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Should be live now. Let me just turn my volume down a bit. Hello, everybody, and welcome. You've got me good volume there. Right, there we go. Turn that down. I've got my iPad going just so I can see who comes on for the live. So, I've got a few pieces which I have decided I would like to give away. Just a little bit of an exchange in some ways. So the prerequisites for, in essence, entering for the free draw for these beautiful items that I'm going to show you in a minute, is that you share this live. So if you can share the live now, that would be awesome. Once I've recorded it as well, I'm going to be sharing it. I'll put it on YouTube, and then I'll share the link. I'm going to do another little thread detailing all the pieces and having, you know, a little bit better kind of photographs, so you can have a look at the exquisiteness of these beautiful items. So, kind of going up in order. So we have like kind of the third level, I suppose we could call it, prize, which are these little beautiful. This one is a rose quartz pendant. These tablets are hand cut and hand carved from a beautiful piece of rose quartz. They are then hand finished in silver. Each one, because every single one is a different size, a different shape, because these are hand cut, handmade, hand polished by the top Balinese master carvers and craftsmen here in Bali. It has a hand carved wax bail, which is the all-seeing eye bail. I don't know how well you can see these, it doesn't necessarily focus too brilliantly. But this is the symbol for Guan Yin. Guan Yin is the goddess of compassion. It's all for the heart chakra, opening up the heart chakra and helping you embody serenity, peace, tranquility, and compassion is the main one with Guan Yin. Compassion is an incredibly powerful tool. It is. Let me just adjust this a little bit. Oh, there we go. It might be a little bit better. So it'll be one of these. These are worth $111 each. You know, just by virtue of how much work and love goes into these. Yeah. So we have also got the Venus symbol. I believe this is also in rose quartz. Venus is related with the divine feminine. Also, you know, the rose quartz for the heart chakra. Again, finished off with the all-seeing eye veil. We have then a beautiful, I love these. These are such a wonderful crystal to polish and clean. It's got a wonderful green hue, and this is Guan Yin's portal. Yeah. So again, another energy of Guan Yin. There was a portal that opened up a few years ago, which was part of the ascension of planet Earth and Gaia, of the consciousness of the planet, and the portal in essence is it's like, the way to look at it, it's like a time capsule. Yeah. There are a number of different time capsules that are released at certain points in the kind of astrological calendar. These were all kind of energetic signatures. They are, portals of consciousness, a stream of benevolent, beautiful energy, which is set at different increments of time as we go through different parts of the galaxy, which raise the consciousness of the planet. Yes, this is the Arcturian Soul Purpose Amulet. I'm actually just in the process of having some crystal cut to produce these. It's got sacred geometry on the back for soul purpose, and it's got various different stones, Swiss blue topaz and Mexican fire opals. Yes, this is a very powerful and magical piece indeed. I haven't got any of these to give away at the moment. So there'll be Guan Yin's portal that we're going to be giving away. We've also got a beautiful citrine moon energy. So if any of you is wanting some beautiful cyclic moon energy in your lives, with an amazing citrine, again finished in the all-seeing eye bale. I've got a bit of a theme with Guan Yin. I do love Guan Yin. Guan Yin is my ascended master who I believe I am here on planet Earth to serve and to take out love and compassion, and this beautiful healing energy, which in essence is forgiveness. It's part of the Christ consciousness. I forgive them because they know not what they do. With Guan Yin, she is the goddess of compassion. No matter what you do to me, no matter what you say to me, I'm going to love you with compassion. Because we all need healing. And if you're attacking me in any way, shape or form, all you're doing is showing the healing that you need. And for me to attack you back would be me showing you an unhealed part of me. And if I remain calm, if I remain still, if I remain heart-centered, and if I remain in integrity, in other words, if I'm supposed to do something, to keep my word, and your behavior changes that, then I'm not in integrity anymore. I'm not in compassion anymore. I'm not in understanding, for your situation, your growth, your expansion, your journey. And to be compassionate about that, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean I have to have open boundaries. Boundaries are a self-love, and we need compassion for ourselves and compassion for others. And if it means, limiting your exposure to people who are toxic, then that is also compassion as well. So just remember that, So this is what we've got, the Tam. The Tam is a Tibetan syllable, and it represents, in essence, the 21 manifestations of Guan Yin. So Guan Yin, you've got to understand, is an energy. Yeah, it's a level of consciousness, a stream of consciousness. It's not necessarily a person. There were 21 manifestations of Guan Yin. The Green Tara is one of them. Guan Yin is another. You've got the Mary kind of figure in Mexico, which is very prolific. In the Virgin Mary and things like that. All of these are understood to be manifestations of Guan Yin energy. The divine feminine and divine compassion. So again, this is in a green obsidian. Obsidian, interestingly enough, the reason why I chose obsidian for these Guan Yin tablets is that green is representative of the heart chakra. So to be in deep compassion, we have to have an expanded heart. We can't close our heart. If we close our heart, then we lose our compassion. And to maintain in that compassion. Thank you, Raquel. I appreciate that. I certainly do my best to embody compassion and love and serenity and peace at all times. There are many which would agree with you, and that just kind of is good feedback for me. Who else have we got online? Chocola, hey, how are we doing? Nice to see you, Donna, as well. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Keta, as well. So yeah, tag people into this live. Share the live. These are all being given away. My goal, in essence, is to give back, to spread the love, spread the joy, spread the magic. These are here to heal humanity. I actually do a ceremony on every single piece, right? They go on my altar. I brought some water from the Tira Impru, I think is the name, if I pronounced it correctly, temple. And the water there is a beautiful purification spring. It comes straight out of the ground and is continuously pouring. And it comes out of lots of different kind of spouts, and each one has an individual prayer. And I collect the water from there, and I use it for cleansing all of the crystals. They also go on my altar. I use copal, I use frankincense, as some of them. For the Guanyins, I use lotus flower and jasmine, which are offerings for Guanyin. Also on the Guanyin boxes and things like that, I use lotus and jasmine essential oils. And so the green obsidian, in essence, is classed as the kind of the blood of the earth. Yeah. So if Gaia's, a feminine energy, yeah, what we call her Mother Earth, not Father Earth, it's Mother Earth. And volcanoes spew out their lava and everything like that, and in there is in essence volcanic glass. What we call volcanic glass is technically not a crystalline structure, so we may call them crystals, but it's not technically a crystal. But they like call it the earth's blood. So this is the menstruation of the earth. How it kind of on a regular basis lets out this hot liquid magma, which has this beautiful glass in it. And you've got all various different types, from rainbow obsidian, which I've got some in there. I have got also some black obsidian, which is good. I've got some, it's meant to be black obsidian, but it's kind of where it was kind of leaking out, so it's a green obsidian, not a green obsidian, it's like a brown obsidian. And I've got some schools made of that. So we've got the Guanyin made of the green obsidian. We've got the moon energy with the citrine. We have the Guanyin energy with the rose quartz, the symbol, which represents her. We've got the, this is the Venus symbol, if I remember correctly. I've forgotten what symbol this is as well. I shall, as I say, I'm going to be doing another thread, and I will put down which symbol this is. But this is a beautiful one. I love this symbol. This is in amethyst, a beautiful amethyst. So that's kind of the third level prize, right? They're worth $111 each, and one of you will receive one of these at some point. It's going to be, I'm going to be doing various lives showing these. I'm going to do a thread which will be shared. I'm going to be doing a YouTube channel, a YouTube video as well. And if you share those, if you share this live, you will get one entry into it. If you like this live, you will get one entry into it. If you share the actual thread that I'm going to make with all the photographs on these, you will get one entry into it. If you share the YouTube video, you'll get one entry into it. What I am doing is I've got some other, I'm going to be doing another live a bit later after this with some Siberian blue. I have got some incredibly beautiful, amazingly hand-carved Siberian blue pendants. Some, I mean, I've got kind of one of them here as a sneaky preview. They come in these incredibly beautiful hand-carved boxes, which have got the lotus flower. This is a Buddha, so it's got the symbol for Buddha. It's got the eternal knot, and the wheel, the wheel which kind of represents the 8 disciplines of Buddhism. And these are just the box alone. They take, you know, about over a day's work carving and making these boxes. Probably about a day and a half. And then inside we have this incredibly beautiful, and they're all serial numbered. Every single one is completely unique. This is BDB 2.2, which basically means Buddha. BD is Buddha with back. So it's got a kind of a kind of a full back. It's not an actual single statue. Just kind of get a bit of this stuff there. And again, these photographs don't do, this video doesn't do them justice. I don't know if you can focus in on it. But these are exquisitely carved, little sitting, meditating Buddhas. These are worth over, you know, depending on the size, between about $400 to $500. Yeah. Just because of how long they take. These take about 3 days to carve the crystal, and then again, because these are unique and individual, these are individually hand wrapped in silver. There's no generic frame. Every single one is a different size and shape. Yeah, everyone has a slightly different, you know, carving to it, slightly different texture. And this is what makes them so unique, and that's why I did them serial numbered, because this is from a crystal that's so rare. Literally, there is 230 kilos left in the entire planet, and there will be no more, and I have the entire lot. So once it's gone, it's gone. And if you don't know the story behind the Siberian Blue, go to the Siberian Blue page. There's a video interview linked with the guy who discovered it in a secret military city used by the most powerful shaman in Siberia, and the story of how it was discovered and, you know, found and brought, you know, back to the US initially, and how I ended up with it. And it's an incredibly powerful, you know, for any of your spiritual healing gifts and your spiritual sight, if you do readings, this incredibly powerful crystal will help. Now, be careful. There's a lot of fake Siberian Blue out there, which has been made in China. When the supply got cut off in 1991, there was no more, and it got pretty popular. So China started copying it and making it in laboratories, and it's just not the same. It looks similar. It's, you know, still clear and still pretty, but energetically it's just not the same as the one from Russia. So go check that out. And I'm going to be doing a special offer, a very good discount for these. Now, if you buy one of these, you will get 20 applications, 20, you know, entries to the prize draw as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be counting them up. I'm going to put names on bits of paper. They're going to go in a tombola. They're going to get all mixed up, right? And then I'm going to pick names out of it live. And the more entries you've got, the more chance you've got of winning one of these beautiful items. So these were the kind of the entry level ones. I've got one of these that I'm going to give you. Again, this is done in green obsidian. This is the Tibetan style Buddha. And again, let's have a look, see if I can get it focused in at all. I'll have to wait for the delay of the... Yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that. Alright. Let's see if I can get in there. So if you look at the pine cone head, and just the detail, the intricacy of how these are carved, right? They are ridiculous. You've got individual toes, individual fingers, its face is beautiful and serene. You can get little captures of it now and again. So these are worth, again, around about the $450 mark, just by virtue, again, of just how much incredible skill and time and effort goes into producing these. This one alone, these take about 4 to 5 days to carve the crystal itself. Yeah. It's then, again, each individual silver frame is custom made and handmade for each individual pendant. These aren't mass produced, they're not made by, stamping machines or anything like that. You will see that even the crystals, the slight, they're not perfectly, uniform in their shape because they're handmade, they're hand carved, and the detail. I wish this camera could pick the detail of, like the ears and the robe, how it kind of drapes across and things like that. The little rose flower, the lotus flower, not rose flower, lotus flower, which Buddha sat on, right? And then it's finished again with a slightly different all-seeing eye veil. So I've got one of these that I'm going to give away, also, again worth about $450. Now, for the pièce de la résistance, as they say in France, we have one of the incredible, beautiful guanyins. Now, these, they come in a box, so the guanyin unplugs from the top and nestles beautifully in her hand-carved lotus flower box. So the idea is in essence, as somebody who was a nomad for many years, space and utility, if you're carrying things around, is at a premium. And there was things that I carried around in boxes, and then when I got somewhere, the box went in the cupboard, and then the item went, on my altar or whatever. And I was like, it's just a waste of space having this cardboard box, which is in essence redundant. So I thought, what if the box is actually useful? What if the box is something which, is part and parcel of the whole ensemble, so to speak? So I made these. They have a lotus flower, so it has a little location slot in the top, which the statue stands in very snugly. You've got, again, the symbol. So if you see the symbol for the guanyin in the rose quartz, this is the symbol here on the front lotus flower leaf. And then you've got Guanyin's prayer, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, which has a lot of meaning. Too much to kind of go into at this moment in time. Which goes all around the other petals of the lotus flower. Now again, you have to see the video of the minute detail of the carving. This is not going to pick it up. Yeah, and we'll get some of the big bits on the back, but the necklaces, right? The tiara, the individual jewels. I mean, if you can see the tiara, I mean, look at the size of my finger compared to the head. Yeah, and then look at the size of the little tiara at the top. And when you look close, there's individual beads of the tiara on like several layers. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 or 6 necklaces around her neck, right? In that tiny little area. It's just ridiculous. The fingers, right, are carved to perfection. You've got the slight bend in the finger. This is the heart chakra mudra. right? Again, so this is made of jade, which is very hard to carve. Jade is the heart chakra, green, and she's, you know, this is one of her common hand mudras, which represents the heart chakra. She's got her gourd. The gourd is a bottle which is pouring water, and the water is to purify the earth, yeah, to purify humanity. So this goes on your altar, just like this, yeah, and then when you want to move around, you unclip it, open it up, put it in the box, and there you go, right? So due to, again, this statue, to carve it to this level of detail, yeah, takes about 2 weeks to carve each individual one of these. So this is 2 weeks of our master carvers' time on a daily basis, intricately carving this. Now, one of the reasons why I've decided to give her away, I was going to keep her at first. I'd like to keep at least one, or the first one, of all my creations. You know, if I create a new piece, I like to keep the first one for myself. But as time has gone by, the universe has taught me that that's not necessarily the right way to go. Jennifer, I don't know if you saw her post about her guanyin. She had a guanyin which was made of citrine, similar size to this, but she had the dragon box, the large dragon box, and it actually came with a rose quartz lotus flower. So this lotus flower, exactly the same as this, the same carvings with Guanyin's symbol and the Guanyin's actual prayer all around the side. It also has Guanyin's portal underneath. Again, that's for not for aesthetics, you can't see it when you're using it. This is purely for the sacred geometry and the energy that it brings into the room. You know, I was talking to Jennifer, and her partner interestingly was like, "What's in that cupboard? There's something in that cupboard, something energetic there." And he went to this bag, and he opened this bag, and it's like, "There's something in here. What's so powerful in here?" And it was actually her statue. And it's because of all this sacred geometry, which I put on here, and the symbols. This, in essence, is what's charging the crystal. It's charging the pendant and sending that energy out into your room and into you. Yeah, this is Guanyin's portal, Guanyin's energy, the energy of compassion. And I made 4 of the jade Guanyin statues, and unfortunately, this particular one I actually dropped. And if you see, there's you can hardly see it. It's negligible, you know, to be able to actually physically see it, but because it was a perfectly clean crack, but she cracked along here. And because of that, I can't sell it. You know, everything that I sell, I want to be absolutely perfect. You know, some of the pieces I actually send back to my carvers. Literally, have gone back 3 or 4 or 5 times. You know, this isn't perfect. That doesn't open properly. That's a little bit misaligned. Can you just tidy that bit up and things like that? And put it this way, my carver lives a 3-hour trip from me, really deep into Bali and into the countryside. So it's a lot of time and effort to do so. But the whole idea is it's exquisite crystal carvings. Every piece has got to be absolutely exquisite to sell. Now this piece should sell for around about $1,100 with the amount of work and time and effort that goes into this. So when I dropped the piece and it cracked and I got it fixed, and it was like, yeah, obviously this is for me. You know, I'm going to keep this one. This is mine. This is the first one of its design with the jade and the Guanyin. And there was several times when Spirit told me, give it away, give it away, give it away. You know, it's not meant for me, give it away. And I muscle tested it, the muscle tested agreed, it's not meant to be kept by me, this is meant to be given to somebody, and the only way I thought of doing it is, you know, doing it like this. Basically giving you an opportunity. And one of the rituals that I do with all my crystals that I was mentioning earlier is I set an intention. So with my carvers, I tell them to do their best work. I don't care how long it takes. I'll pay you for whatever time it takes. I trust them completely. They're completely fair. They're benevolent, beautiful, honest souls, and they do their best work. And then they tell me how long it took, and then I pay for it accordingly. I don't care how much it costs because they charge an unbelievably fair price. I mean, you know, there's 2.5 weeks in total which goes into making these, right? With the trimming inside, with the carving of the box, with the carving of the crystal, with the ceremonies, with the blessings, with the water ceremony, and all this kind of stuff. And you'll see some of the ceremonies that I put on my YouTube channel. There's so much love that goes into these, and they're not being made just for being made sake. These are being made because I feel spiritually called to produce these. So when I do so, I do in the ceremony, I set the intention that whoever this was made for, yeah, someone is calling this in, and they're calling this in before they even knew it was made, before the carver first started cutting that first piece of jade, yeah. These are meant for somebody. So I'm just the facilitator in that process. So whoever this is meant for, whoever's going to love this and cherish it and appreciate, you know, for me, the way I look at it is because, you know, she's been broken and repaired, it kind of symbolizes the journey that we go through. You know, we're born into this beautiful, perfect vessel, you know, and, you know, the innocence of a baby. And then as we grow up, we experience trauma, we experience stress, anxiety, loss, you know, people double-crossing us, hurting us. And that causes, you know, little cracks in our emotional state, yeah, in our state of being. And in essence, we're all a little bit damaged in some ways, and our journey into healing is just repairing that and sending love and compassion to all those wounds. And love and compassion is one of the biggest healing properties. So although there's, you know, a slight imperfection, I think that adds to the perfection of the piece, you know, and it'll speak to people. It just shows that we can go through things that almost break us, but we can fix us, we can repair us, and we can get back to that, you know, almost perfection. There's no such thing as perfection. Let's, you know, be honest with that. One of the biggest hurdles for people starting a business and doing anything is wanting it perfect. You know, they'll do it 1,000 times wanting it perfect, and it's never perfect. And people often don't start because it's not perfect. And sometimes you've just got to start with all those imperfections. And people will actually probably love you and probably relate to you more because of these slight imperfections. So we have this piece which is going to find a new home very soon. Yeah. So if you haven't already, share this live, tag a friend, and watch this space. It'll be on the Exquisite Crystal Carvings page. And again, there'll be one on the Siberian Blue page, which will get you, it'll be a discounted price on one of these amazing pieces, but also it will get you 20 entries into the prize draw. So we have one of the main prizes worth about $1,100, $1,100 for these exquisite pieces. We have the Buddha, which is not this one, it's very similar to this one. It's actually with my guy now, getting all finished off. Again, you know, this is one of the pieces that some of the pieces in production and kind of in moving around experience a little bit of damage sometimes. They get dropped or whatever, right? And some of them I've kept myself because I love them and I cherish them and they're amazing and I don't want to give them away. And some of them we give away, and here's the opportunity. So Buddha had a little crack around there. Again, it's been fixed. It was a perfectly clean break. You cannot see the damage really at all. And you get an opportunity to experience this incredible, beautiful, powerful crystal and carving, just for simply sharing love. Now, if there are other pieces of the exquisite crystal carving range that you like, and you just want to buy a piece as a present for somebody or something for your altar, if you want a really exquisite piece, not just, you know, something cheap and cheerful just to bulk up the altar. If you're really wanting something that has got real magic to it, something that are incredibly, our carvers are incredibly spiritual souls. One thing I love about Bali is everybody is doing rituals all the time. They do offerings 5 times a day at their altars to the gods, thanking them and showing gratitude. And our carvers are the same. Every week they're going to large ceremonies and doing blessings. Their altar in their house, I did one at one of my carvers' houses. I think the compound is about 7 meters by about 5 meters. That's, you know, a section outside in their compound, which is walled off, and it's got various large kind of monuments and altars with various different deities, and they do offerings on a regular basis. So these are the people that have spent their lives mastering the art of carving spiritual deities and, you know, producing high vibrational jewelry, and this is what they love doing. So I work with them to create these magical pieces, and I just want every piece to go out there and be loved by somebody and be cherished and be energized and transformed. You know, I get so much feedback from all my clients saying, you know, how much of a difference they've made in their lives. The energy, sometimes one of my Arcturian pendants activated their ability to channel the Arcturians. I have had ones which have had spiritual ascension from wearing some of these pieces. So these are completely, totally unmolested and damaged. These are completely as they are. So all of these pendants, the citrine moon, the rose quartz Kuan Yin symbol, the green obsidian portal, and the green obsidian tam, are all perfectly as they would be as if you bought them, in perfect, pristine condition, worth about $111. So I have 6 of those to give away. I've just realised that makes that 666, doesn't it? That's a misunderstood number as well, 666. Everybody associates it with demonic, but it's actually not so much. And then we have the incredible green obsidian Buddha, worth about $450. And then the main one itself. This is incredible. I kind of feel a little bit to let it go, but I know this is teaching me non-attachment, just like Jennifer's citrine Guan Yin. Those pieces are like $2,500, and that piece I actually made specifically for myself. I didn't make it for anybody. I was like, right, this is something that I want, which was the citrine Guan Yin, the rose quartz, lotus flower, the dragon box where the dragon's tails meet in a love heart at the back. It's LED lit, so it shines up and glows the Guan Yin. It's portals on the bottom, portals underneath the rose flower, all the symbols, the prayer for the green Tara and the tam on there. It's an incredible piece, and it was when I was kind of showing it off, going, oh look what I've just made. Jennifer messaged me saying, I want it. I've got to have it. And I was like, it's not actually really for sale. And then she was like, please. And I was like, okay, universe, do I test it? Do I make another one? You know, what do I do? And it scored a 10 out of 10 for letting Jennifer have it. It was meant to be hers. And I was like, ah. I really didn't want to let it go. Because as I say, it was only after that I decided, oh, I might make some more of these because lots of people were interested. And I've actually got another 2 of them in production as we speak. Just being finished off, just a few final details. I've had them back twice and I've sent them back twice already, just to get the final bits of details. They take over 2 months to produce each one of those. Literally 2 months or more work that goes into them, and that's why they're like 2,500. I mean, where in the world do you get the most prolifically amazing carvers, which, you know, I mean, that's like $50 a day, you know, for their work. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You know, if this was in, you know, if these were made in somewhere like the US, right, you'd be looking 5, maybe 10 times the cost of these to actually buy if you were just paying for a master carver's time with Western kind of prices. Although, you know, the cost of living here is a lot cheaper, the tourism and things like that has put the prices up a lot for people around here. So I do pay my carvers well, you know, for their time compared to the standard wages around here. And my goal is just to keep them busy, to keep my carvers busy, to keep their families fed, to keep them in work. So I've got loads and loads and loads and loads of pieces that I've been making and carving, and I haven't even been marketing them. I've been busy doing other things, and I've just been, you know, I do a lot of subconscious surgery. I've got a number of clients there, so a lot of the money that I've kind of been, you know, taking from that, I've just been ploughing into keeping my carvers going, keeping them busy, and I want to keep doing that. So this is a win-win for everybody. If you can share and help some of my beautiful pieces find their new keepers, their new owners, their new guardians, so to speak. And maybe, just maybe, it might be you. This might be on your altar, giving you the amazing and powerful and beautiful energy of Guan Yin. So there you are. Share the live. Love the post. In fact, if you have mentioned, if you've done a mention, said something, commented on this thread, I am going to give you an entry as well to the prize draw. So the prize draw is for one of the tablets, one of the Buddha pendants worth about $4.50, and this prestige, top of the range, incredible jade Guan Yin, worth about $1,100, can be yours. So let me just go to the comments here. Shanti, thank you very much. I appreciate you incredibly as well. I'm grateful for your business, both in buying the jewellery and also subconscious surgery. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you. One of the biggest joys that I get from the subconscious surgery especially is watching people's growth and ascension. You know, watching people elevate. You know, we do a session, you know, yes, we get you know, a shift and a feeling and kind of, you know, something's happened, but when people come back and say, oh, that thing we cleared the other day, I went into this situation where I was normally anxious and triggered and this, that and the other, and I was confident, I was, you know, expanded, I felt amazing, and it's just, that's probably my most favourite bit of the whole process. Hey Monisha, thank you for joining me. I'm just kind of winding this live down a little bit now. Jasnia, thank you. Yes, I've had a few people saying they bring out your higher self. So again, all these are done with love. I've just been put in a very fortunate position to have access to some of the most amazing carvers here in Bali. It's an energetic point. It's actually a crossroads of the ley lines for the Earth chakra system. It's known as the healing center of the planet. The energy here is just off the charts. It really is. And I've just had a set of circumstances that have blessed me to be able to be here, work with these carvers, and just take their work out to the world. Yes, the dragons. I'll have to show you the dragon box. In fact, I'm going to take you for a walk in a minute, and I'll show you some of my other pieces that are kind of dotted around the place. Key, yes, work with crystals. Crystals can be incredibly powerful tools. What you've got to understand about crystals is crystals are like streams of consciousness. Yeah, they're a frequency of vibration. They have a particular energy, and each energy is different. And that crystal's emitting that frequency all the time. We can actually measure this. This is not woo-woo or pseudoscience. We know that every crystal has a specific frequency of vibration. They're an oscillator. Yeah, they're piezoelectric. They change their frequency, with temperature and when you crush them, when you squeeze them, when you put them under pressure. And it's for these reasons that they do actually alter. We've shown it that some crystals change the molecular structure of your water. Yeah, they create microclusters. Microclusters are more easily for the body to assimilate, right? So this isn't woo-woo. It's not BS. There's real shit involved. Jenny, you're with me. Nice to see you, Jenny. The statues and boxes are just stunning. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, the videos don't do them justice at all. When you actually get these close, to be honest with you, right, your eyes don't do these justice. I've got this macro lens that I use on my iPhone, which magnifies it, and the hands and the fingers and everything like that, just the detail that you get. If these were 20 times the size, you'd be like, oh my God, look at the tiny detail. That's how amazing these things are. So, Layla, thank you for joining us. Hey, Kenyatta. Yes, you got your guanyin. So, Kenyatta has got, in essence, this same, there was one of 4 of these, right? One was done with a Foo Dogs box, which Kenyatta's recently just purchased, with, very similar. I say very similar, they're almost identical until you look closely and you see that the necklaces are different and the tiara's different and things like that. They're not obviously different, but when you look at them closely, you go, actually, yeah, these are handmade, and lovingly and very carefully handmade. And she's got the larger Foo Dogs box. So one thing that I do, one of the ceremonies, is I oil the boxes. I've got the videos on YouTube as well, and in the oil, I put for the different deities, different ones. So you've got lotus flower, jasmine, lavender. What else goes with guanyin? I've got a recipe that I use, and I use sesame seed oil, very organic, virgin pure sesame seed oil. The boxes are quite light at first, so I do them to oil them and bring out the grain of the wood and the colour a lot better. But also, they smell sublime. So when you get them and open them, this is part of the experience. When you open it, it's like you hit with the smell, and then you open it and the beautiful box, and yeah, they're just an absolute delight to own and use. So thank you, Kenyatta, for all your kind of wonderful business, and also working with you has been absolutely amazing with the subconscious surgery. It's been a powerful journey. Hey Tiffany, nice to see you. Right, So let's have a look. Any more? Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate you loving my pendants. A lot of love really goes into them. And packed with energy. That's the whole intention of these. Hey, Melanie. Right, let's take you on a little walk. Right. Let me show you some of my other pieces. Everything's dotted around the place. It's kind of a bit of chaos in here at the moment. So here we have a number of the other. These are all carved in the green obsidian. So where do I get it? Can we focus, you stupid thing? Right, it's not focusing. Look at the crown chakra on the back there. So those are quite amazing. Then we've got some larger pieces. These are larger Buddhas. These retail about the $550 mark. Again, everything's handmade. All the silver. They're quite a large piece. So all of these are various style Buddhas. These are amazing. They're a full kind of statue. Can it focus? Focus, you silly camera. Okay, it's not focusing. So we've got some of the Siberian blue. This was a very popular item. It's the all-seeing eye in the triangle, which represents the divine feminine. Yeah, you can see the eye a little bit there. I've only got one of these left. It's got the texture of the crystal on the back. So again, if you want to buy any of these, I think these retail about the 150 mark-ish. And you'll get 20 entries into the prize draw. So again, we've got more of these little Buddhas. We've got bigger versions of the Buddhas. And that's a Guan Yin. Again, these boxes. Yes, M had some of the blue phoenixes that we made. We're actually in the process of having some more of these made, the phoenixes. We're doing the last limited edition run. She's also got some Ganesha pendants, which is recently done the ceremony on, and the inducing the Ganesha energy. So this is kind of my little table of jewelry. So here are all of the other kind of little pendants from the Venus, all the ones Guan Yin. You can see all the slightly different colours because they're all rose quartz. Then we've got the Guan Yin portal. We've got the Ankh. Various other sacred symbols with the moon energy. And we've got these little mini versions of all the same symbols in the same materials, but just small versions. Actually, I was going to make these into a bracelet, but I wasn't quite happy with them. I want them double-sided to do a bracelet, so. And then we have over here some pieces that are nearly finished, nearly ready. So that Ganesha, again, you just the photography just doesn't bring them out. So we've got these Buddhas, sitting Buddhas in amethyst. These should retail with the amount of time and effort and work that goes into these. So you got to realize that this pendant's about a week and a half's work. Yeah. So that should retail about the $700-800 mark, but I'm selling these for about $550 without the lotus flower box. They're just by themselves. Then, look at this piece. So this is Ganesha in a beautiful dark purple amethyst with a lotus flower box. Again, the detail's so tiny, the camera can't pick it up. Each lotus flower has got a symbol that energizes and represents Ganesha. And then you've got the lingam, which is the catch. And then you've got his parents, Shiva and that, and you've got the rat at the bottom, right? In fact, let me just take this off. I mean, look at the size of this. That just gives you just to show you how big it is. And again, the detail is ridiculous. You just cannot understand the level of detail. Let's see if I can pick something out. You just don't understand the level of detail that goes into these. It's crazy. And then you've got the mandala, the lotus flower, you've got the eternal knot, and again, these are, in essence, let me show you, the lotus flower goes in there, Ganesha goes in there, and bink. Oh, that's not in properly. Bink. And then it closes. But look at the detail at this beautiful carving. Again, there's 6-7 weeks work in this piece. These will retail around about the 1,500 mark. Just, yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous, the quality. And I've got two here. Can you see the difference in the boxes? One's light, one's dark. So the light ones haven't been under ceremony yet. They haven't. So this one is citrine. Same box, but with a rose quartz lotus flower and a citrine Ganesha. I do love the citrines. Oh, just this camera is not picking up the detail. Just the necklaces and everything that goes around these is just stunning. This is a Kuan Yin with a lotus flower. So this is similar to Jennifer's. Yeah, you've got underneath the Guan Yin's portal, under the lotus flower. It's a citrine Guan Yin. And the box is not here at the moment. That's a way for having a few modifications. And then we have another Kuan Yin in green obsidian. So that's one little altar that I've got kind of going on. I've got another Guan Yin there in green obsidian with the portal. And so let's go to my other one in my bedroom. Here is my beautiful bedroom. And here we have. So this is one of the other boxes. This is the Foo Dogs box. This is the large one, LED lit. So you can see the LEDs, they light up underneath. So this is for the larger Guan Yin. In fact, I've got her here. Yeah. And that kind of goes on the top and it lights up. So that's, again, it's a citrine Guan Yin. And this one's actually got an amethyst rose quartz, amethyst lotus flower. Again, with Guan Yin's portal underneath, you can see, which is just for aesthetics. You've got Guan Yin's prayer on every single one of the petals of the lotus flower. And again, just exquisite detail, just carved into each one of these. And then again, the hand mudra. Just, yeah, you just can't see the detail in these. I'm gonna have to show you. So this again is the Fu Dogs box. The Fu Dogs are the guardians of the temple. You can see the ball underneath. Actually, that's the ball of life. That's actually the 3D version of the flower of life. Again, it's got the Guan Yin's portal on the catch, the lingam. Yeah, you got the side profile of the Fu Dogs. You've got the claws. And then you have Guan Yin's symbol in the middle there, and then Guan Yin's prayer all around the outside. Now what you can see on the back there is a switch and a USB port. That's because there is a rechargeable battery inside, which lights up the LEDs, which makes Guan Yin glow. And then underneath, again, we have Guan Yin's portal. So just the level of detail and just carving. So the boxes are initially handmade out of reclaimed wood in a hardwood. Then I take them to my carvers. The carvers then carve these. These are hand-carved waxes that are cast out of bronze or brass. Just exquisite, exquisite. So this is probably one of my favorite pieces so far. Just the detail on this is incredible. This was about 2 months' work. I mean, you can't see, but each finger, you can see the knuckles. It's got individual fingernails on each finger. Look at the necklaces. Look at how stunning each bead of the necklace is. Each sweet in the bowl and the detailing around the bowl. The sleeves. How his thing is folded, his cloak, his robe is folded. And look at the detail on that. Look at his hair. I don't know if I want to sell this or not. I was wanting to keep this myself. Again, this was a piece that I originally made for myself. That's about 2 months of work. That's what 2 months of very careful, meticulous carving looks like. And we've got, this one is for a mini dragon box. I've got some mini dragon boxes. That's where all my copal is burnt. You can see the phoenix in the middle there. You probably all recognize the magical, mystical phoenix, which again, we're doing the one last soul production run. That's it, there'll be no more. We're doing a limited number of 144. This is the 144,000 Rainbow Warriors that will come back at the time of the shift to help with the shift of consciousness on the planet. And here we have a load of the Arcturian soul purpose amulets, all charging on the altar, all ready for you to come and again more of the Siberian blue Buddhas. Here's the Siberian blue box. This is what the Arcturian pendant comes in. It has all the laser etching for the pendant. It has description underneath in laser etching with the symbols. All handmade. So, that's it really. Thank you for tuning in. It's been quite a long live, I think, so I think I may well end it here. And So again, if you have commented, you get one entry into the prize draw. If you have shared this live, you get an entry into the prize draw. If you keep an eye out, you're going to be seeing a thread. I'm going to do a post very shortly with close-up photographs of all the pieces that are being given away. And again, when you see the close-ups and realize just the intricate quality that goes into these, it's just mind-blowing. It is out of this world. It is out of this world. One thing I will guarantee is if you paid full price for these, when you get them, you would think, oh my God, these are a bargain. How can they make these for that money to such perfection, such exquisite talent? I just feel very blessed to be able to offer these. And I will be putting this video on YouTube. If you share on YouTube, like the YouTube channel, each one of these gives you an entry into the prize draw. It just takes a few minutes, but also you get the opportunity to maybe be the one that introduces these beautiful items to somebody out in the world who just needs this energy, needs this healing, and will cherish and love one of these pieces, whether they buy them or win them. Who knows? Yeah. So thank you for tuning in. Let's see if anybody's made any more comments before I go. What's the channel name? So it's Exquisite Crystal Carvings. I'm going to put a link for my YouTube channel in the process where I'm actually going to, when I launch the video and upload it to YouTube, I will put the link in my timeline, in my feed, so watch there. I'm going to also, if you haven't liked Exquisite Crystal Carvings group, Facebook group, please again like that, please share. Each one of these gives you an entry into the prize draw. We'll be counting them up, putting all of those entries in a big bucket, and I shall do the prize draw live in a few weeks' time, just to give obviously chance for many people to see this and to share it and to enter into the draw. So I'm excited to see these have a new guardian, a new owner, to someone who will love and cherish them and appreciate them. And thank you. I shall see you next time.